June 2020 to horoscope for the 12 zodiac signs Aries. This can be a difficult time period if not handled properly. This may be a time of frustration and self-denial, when you don't seem to get credit for anything you do and always have to stay in the background. You may experience vague irritability and uneasiness. The only way to counter this effect is to become completely conscious of yourself and these little self-defeating acts. Your main task will be to get your ego out of the way. Taurus, your thoughts are on light topics and find it hard to take things seriously. Your good mood will affect every encounter over the next week or so. Your conversations are agreeable, social, and friendly, punctuated with humor. The planets' alignment may stimulate your creative intellectual side. You find it easy to express love and affection for others. Commercial transactions and negotiations for financial terms are most favorable during this transit. Gemini, this is a good time in which you should reflect upon your values and things you value. You should examine your relationship to the resources of your life. Do they serve your needs or do you serve theirs? At this time, you need to express yourself through your material and non-material resources, using them to define yourself to others. You may acquire possessions in order to gain more control over your own life or other people. Cancer, your communications with others are likely to be very subjective, colored by personal considerations and not always factually accurate. On the other hand, you are concerned with a very gut level of communication that is, matters of great importance to you communicated through feelings and emotions. Your usually casual conversations with others have an emotional depth that can make these discussions very important now. So if you keep conscious control of your emotions and not lose your objectivity, this can be a time of really meaningful communications. Leo, this is a good time to retire by yourself to your own private place. You seek and need comfort from the demands of the outside world, and having a pleasant, relaxing time at home is probably the best way to accomplish this. Also, this is a good time to go inside yourself and look at your attitude, feelings, and emotional orientation toward the world around you. You could possibly become overwhelmed by the elements that nothing of value will be accomplished. This is not so likely to happen, however, if you make the effort to look inside yourself consciously. That which is unconscious and unknown ultimately gains control. Virgo, this is a good time for expressing your thoughts to yourself and for communicating them to others. You can make clear to people your stand on any matter and explain very effectively any issue that is on your mind. You will also be more inclined to use your mind for amusement, that is, for reading, writing, and playing games that require mental agility. You may very well and inadvertently educate yourself in ways that will later prove useful. Libra, you will find it necessary to subordinate your desire for amusement to the needs of the present. In your relationships, it may be necessary to confront difficulties that you have not handled earlier. Sometimes problems in relationships arise when tacit agreements are not clear to both partners. This is a good time to discuss those agreements openly, until each of you accepts the real duties and obligations of the relationship and properly meet them. The relationship will not go smoothly. During this time, you should enjoy good relationships with both superiors and employees. You understand how good interrelationships make it all work well. You are willing to work with others to resolve any difficulties that may arise. You may gain financial or other favors quite unexpectedly from your employer. Scorpio, at this time, either all of your relationships and partnerships will go through profound and significant transformations, or your life will be transformed through a close encounter with another person. The relationships affected include your marriage or other close love relationships, partnerships, and business. Encounters with enemies are with people whom you consult and any other one-on-one relationships. For most persons, this is not a particularly good time to start a business partnership or marriage. The energies present and such a relationship may make it difficult for you to settle down into any kind of comfortable Routine. Some people, however, need the emotional intensity and a relationship that this transit indicates for such persons. Marriage at this time, it's quite all right. Sagittarius. This transit traditionally indicates an inheritance. However, this transit occurs several times in the course of everyone's life, whether or not you get an inheritance, but even through that old delineation, delete the Asian, is not usually applicable. It is based on correct principles, because with Jupiter in this house, you are likely to benefit from other people's resources. There are people's resources. Consequently, this is a good time to enter a relationship in which you and another person have to pull your resources, such as a business partnership. This is also a good time to request a loan from a bank. In general, other people are more than usually willing to help you out in some way. Capricorn, at this time you are approaching a life peak, when all your ambitions and efforts should bear their greatest fruits. Your views about life are becoming stabilized. You understand the rules of the game, and you are playing, and you are concentrating on how to play more skillfully in this phase of the cycle of Saturn. Your understanding of yourself and how you live has reached a climax. If you do not know who you are now, you will probably have to wait until the next cycle to find out. About 7 to 9 years from now, you will be attracted to all subjects relating to higher consciousness, such as religion, metaphysics, or philosophy, as well as the law in its highest sense. You are also concerned with practical results. You are coming to a stage that will test your ultimate effectiveness as a human being, so this is not the right time for abstractions unless they really help you get a firmer grasp on the real world. Your approach to learning is very pragmatic at this time. Aquarius, during this time you will experience the consequences of the preparations you have been making for the last 20 to 24 years. If you have prepared well, the results will be excellent. But whatever is not so well prepared will be the basis of the difficulties you will encounter. In your professional life, you will gain many responsibility. If you are ever to be a leader, it will be now. If you are ambitious for leadership, this will be a period of great achievement. If you prefer not to have such responsibility, this may be an onerous time for you, but still productive if you let it be. Nevertheless, if you have prepared well in the last several years, this can be one of the most rewarding times in your life, because you have earned every bit of it. Pisces, during the next several years, your ideas will become more important to you, and you will work very hard to actualize them in everyday life. You will be attracted in friendship to others who share your feelings. However, because of the idealistic nature of Neptune, you will have to be sure that you are dealing with reality even as you attempt to actualize your dreams. Be careful, particularly with the people you choose as friends. You may be relating to what you would like them to be rather than to them as real people, which lays you wide open to this solution man and deception. Also be careful not to become a martyr to your friends by letting them take undue advantage of you. Make sure that the people you help with your time and energy are worth helping, that both you and they will get something out of your efforts. New friends may into your life who do not need this kind of help, but they will share the ideals that you are coming to hold. At this time, you can give each other moral support and pool your energies to work together. Only make sure that you aren't helping each other foster an illusion that keeps each of you from achieving real growth.